Welcome back to the Fast Track Podcast. I'm your host, Sergio, and then Wesley. Today on this episode, we are going to be focusing on social media and what has helped us personally in our lives, especially more than anything in the year of 2024 to help us grow more than anything. So if you want to start off, Wes, of what has helped you personally, what our goals, what we did in 2024.
Absolutely. 2024 was pretty crazy. I think, guys, if you watched the last episode, you'll know what we accomplished, which is pretty good goals that we had. We really crushed it last year. And I think a lot of that has to do with what we talked about on the last episode, but not only that, social media and how that has transformed our life. I guess this episode, I really want to talk about, how you personally have used social media to leverage and not be so reliant on having startups.
Yep, absolutely.
We should definitely talk a lot about that.
Yeah, and then again, just going into back of what we talked a little bit about the last episode, Wes and I, we had a great increase from last year.
Yeah.
So I personally had a 67% increase from the families that I helped last year to this. From 2023 to 2024. And then I think Wes had a 65% increase.
Yeah.
So again, the reason why we want to talk about this is going to be what has helped us for social media, like how's that transform our life more than anything? Because that's what I personally think is one of the main things that did help us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We were able to use and leverage something that everybody uses.
Yes.
On a personal level, and be able to use that on a larger scale level. And that really did change everything, at least for me. One of the things that I do kind of want to start off with, it really is the power of Facebook. I mean, we guys obviously use Facebook very, very often. And that's one of those things that just really has transformed. Being able to use Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those social medias that other people are not using to make money. And that's what really I have worked on specifically. I guess I'm going to talk about Facebook. That's my primary one. I think that I personally use and have been able to really grow. And there's a lot of things that help to grow. One of the things that for sure I want to say with social media is the consistency is one of the biggest things to staying and to growing your account. So if you're only making one post every week, that's not going to be enough to, grow that social media audience that way.
That presence.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So more than anything, it is just as simple terms, it is presence more than anything. Because you can have a restaurant, you can have a construction company, you can be selling cars. You just need to stay in front of these people more than anything. Yeah. So just whenever they think about getting food, they need to think about you.
Yeah.
Whenever they're like, hey, I got a leak in my roof, they got to think about you. Because again, it's out of sight, out of mind. So again, if anything happens, they're going to think about you.
Yeah.
And that's what we want personally. Like if hey, my car broke down, we want us to think about us. So that's the biggest thing for us is staying consistent with the social media and everything. And for us, like staying on Facebook, saying hey to everybody every single morning, like who needs something. If you guys have any questions, reach out and stuff like that. So that's the biggest thing for us is staying touching in front of there. And like, again, like it just is very open to many different businesses. It is not just a closed thing just to one at all. So that's the biggest thing. And then again, like the biggest thing about social media and the thing in the last 10 to 15 years is it's grown exponentially. So like YouTube and stuff like that it's exploded.
And most people, like the funny part about social media is that most people use it against themselves. Most people are logging into these social medias and they're spending just insane amount of hours scrolling on endless videos of puppy dogs and tennis balls and
just wasting time.
Yeah,
exactly.
The real thing is amazing. I heard some statistics to where I'm not going to quote the statistic, but it was just crazy. It was just like the attention span of the human has gone down like significantly since we've gotten TikTok and Reels.
Yeah,
like that.
It's literally 15-second clips.
Yeah, and you start like scrolling and being able to use that, to help yourself because people are scrolling. Mm-hmm. Now imagine you own a business, and this is not just car sales. This is roofing companies, literally any company. It doesn't matter if you cook, clean, whatever it is. I mean, my wife has used it a lot. And she literally owns a cleaning company. And it's been, being able to consistently stay in people's face. That way they know who you are, what you do, and what they need to do to contact you. Mm-hmm. And that is such an important thing. I think this year specifically, I really want to start branching out to a couple different social medias that I'm not using. I get very distracted just like everybody else. Everybody else nowadays, you go on Instagram and the next you know, you spend 3 hours on it
Exactly.
and you haven't played with your kids and like you just wasted 3 hours of your life.
So like
You know,
even on our phones, there is even an option to lock yourself out of these apps, which is insane, or put it like a timer. So that's
it's an
how
addiction.
yeah,
It really is an addiction.
that's how bad these things have gotten, where people need to control themselves off of it.
Absolutely.
But again, more than anything, what we wanted to talk about in this episode is just using it to your advantage, how to stay in front of people, how to stay in their sight of mind, like every single day.
And let's talk. I want to talk about like what you have done and I have done. I think we both has. We have any good questions?
Yep. No questions yet.
Okay.
It's like Jake. He's commenting on there, and then
sweet guys.
Yeah, so.
We're on a live too, so if you guys are listening to the podcast, we're on live right now. So if you have any questions about social media, make sure to answer them below. That way we can answer them. But kind of want to talk about the strategies that I have used in order to like achieve, you know, obviously a lot more sales, and they are the best type of leads. A lead that you can get from your personal social media will outbeat any other lead. I don't care what it is, what that person's credit score is, how much money they have. It does not matter. They're seeing you on social media. They know what you look like. They know what you sound like. They know what you act like, right? Because obviously the whole goal is you're going to be yourself on social media. You know, being able to get comfortable on the camera, you're yourself. So they know everything about you before they even get to the dealership. And, you know, that is such a powerful thing. You start getting these people that are going to be, you know, texting you on your social media, texting you for, you know, I'm looking for this car. I'm looking for a truck. I'm looking for, you know, here's a referral. I'm selling a car. You start getting these leads to your phone, which that has been a total game changer. I think one of the things that as any dealership really struggles with is you have two obviously competing salesmen, me and you, right? So you have these customers that are coming in and they might not know what you look like. They might not know what you sound like. So they come in, they start working with you. It's my customer. I made the appointment. They start working with you. Next thing you know, you're halfway through a deal. I go in my system and I'm looking. I'm trying to find a deal. I'm trying to find a customer. And I'm like, dude, Juan was here for me. There's no way that he didn't ask for me. And absolutely, he did not ask for you.
Yeah, but
because you never showed him.
Yeah, exactly. So the biggest thing is like when they do come in and they ask for you and they already know what you look like, how you already stated, like they already know you basically.
Yes.
So they come in like if somebody that you already knew for years. So they already come asking you by name, which is such a huge compliment. Absolutely. When they come in and they only want to work with you.
It's the best leads that you can possibly get. I'm going to run down over a quick overview on some of the things that I would do if I was starting this again. One of the biggest things is getting on camera and getting uncomfortable. Showing your face and making a post about a random car on the lot does not have the same effect. If your face is in it, it has 10 times more of an effect, in my opinion, on the customers that you're going to get. So I would say, you know, if I was starting again, stories are so powerful. Daily stories every single day. I don't care what time it is, what you're doing. I don't care what car you're showing. I don't even care
what kind of business,
what you're saying. It doesn't even
or even the business. Again, like the like a very big person that we think about would be Matt the carpet guy.
Absolutely.
Again, like him.
Matt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just putting your face out there.
Just putting your face out.
Because then they don't even care what you sell or what you're doing. It's just like, that's the person you see. You know who he is.
Absolutely.
Oh, I forgot what you sell, but I know who you are.
It's so powerful. It is so powerful. But getting your face, I don't care if you are literally, I don't even care what you're saying, and that's what people don't understand. You know, doing the daily stories, they're seeing your face, right? And let's say you're doing 3, 4, 5, 6 stories a day. They have to skip your face to watch other people's stories 6 times.
Exactly.
So you got to go, oh, Sergio's not done talking. Okay, again, he's still talking.
And then you're still
he's still talking. Man, this kid is still going 6 times, 5 times, 3 times, whatever it is. But you do multiple stories at one time, and they're literally forced to skip you, which is just, it's crazy. So I would say for sure, stories is a really powerful thing that people really need to start using to their advantage. So start posting on your stories. Most people, even like us, I feel like we are on stories very often. It's a very easy, like if you're going to go on social media, you start looking at stories. So being able to click on stories, being able to see your face, that's going to be a really big thing. Another thing is just general daily post, I would say, are very powerful. And same thing, guys, don't take this as like we know everything. We're doing this.
Absolutely not.
We are learning every single day. We like to talk about things because this is how we learn. I'm a big guy on like talking about it, getting ideas from other people in order to do it. But, being able to make a daily post after the story. So whether it's a car on the lot, whether it's a fresh job that you just did, it's a before and after of, the bathroom remodeled. It's a before and after of the roof that you did for this.
Just showing change. Just
Detail,
like, yeah,
whatever you
absolutely.
do, it does not matter, but showing the before and after, showing a fresh picture of a car that's just something that you're excited about, but a daily post, something that I like. A lot of people don't like to be on camera. I really like to be on camera, and videos. I really like videos. I try to do videos as often as possible for sure. That would be, another game changer, another thing to do. So first start with off the day, fresh the day, start off with some stories, then hit it with a post. So you hit it with a post. I'm sure you want to talk now, but talk about marketplace and what you have done in order to transform your marketplace, because marketplace is one of those things where, again, I don't care if you're selling a car, a helicopter, a boat, a scooter, a piece of flooring. It does not matter. You can use marketplace to your advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. The great thing about marketplace is it does have the different options. So like
Categories.
so the categories for furniture, for cars, car parts and stuff like that. So you can even and then when you start looking up this stuff, that's all that pops up for like you and I. Sports cars are the only thing that show up on marketplace. So that's another thing that we got to get better at. Distractions is going to be marketplace. Yeah. But the biggest thing for like me personally about marketplace is like posting every car that we have. So I try to be very consistent about that, having every single car we have on inventory. Because again, staying consistent, putting your logo on there, again, on anything like flooring, food. I even saw somebody about selling food on there. So again, staying consistent with that, them seeing like 50 posts of you selling food.
There's a lot of action on marketplace. There's a lot of views that you can get on marketplace.
Absolutely.
Some of the things that I've tried on marketplace that really helps. So groups are one of them. Joining local groups. So you can join local groups for literally almost anything. Yeah. There's buy and sell groups, which is what primarily, obviously we use because we buy and sell. So you get on these buy and sell groups. You can even get groups for certain cars. Like, for example, we recently got that Jeep Wrangler.
Yes.
I joined 3 different Jeep Wrangler groups.
For the beach, for the Jeep, again, you got to reach out to those other
to the audience that wants,
because you can't be putting these posts in just like in these normal things. Oh, you can't be putting it in a BMW post because you want to put it to the people that are looking for these kind of cars.
I recently sold a 4Runner. Guess where it was posted? 3 different 4Runner groups. That's where the people are looking for that certain cars. That's not on every car. Like, for example, if you're trying to sell a Nissan Versa, maybe maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe we should try it because we sell Nissan.
Exactly.
But, maybe on something like that, it might not be the case, but there is specialty groups for specialty jobs. Let's say that you shovel snow. It snowed here.
Absolutely.
Let's say you shovel snow, you sell wood, whatever it is.
So the local groups, so like neighborhoods would be a great option for that. So Don, your father-in-law, have made a great point that he personally went out and went to, where was it that he Plantation Lake. So over there, a lot of old elderly people live there. So he went over
and there's groups.
Yeah, exactly. So in their groups, but then he went and said, hey, I'm going to shovel your snow for free. But then other people are seeing him. So it's just that view of people seeing you doing it. And then that's where just more,
and you can really
people just following and seeing you.
And you can really use marketplace to your advantage, again, with groups and with constant posts and with many posts. I think, the magic recipe is just being constant with it.
Absolutely.
But if you're constantly putting out cars, so if there's people looking, like most people don't want to travel for a different car, right? So if you're posting in Frankfort, Delaware, where we're located, RK, so you post Frankfort, Delaware, and people are on a 20, 30-mile radius looking for cars. So they look up cars for sale in Frankfort, Delaware on Marketplace. You have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 different cars for sale on Marketplace, and it is you. Is such a powerful thing. Now, I'm gonna share a little secret with you, which I think you already know because you see my Marketplace first, but I'm gonna share a secret with everybody. Marketplace has changed to where you can put a video to begin the Marketplace post. Something that, oh my goodness, I don't know how people are not doing. Once again, another problem with Marketplace always for us was, people not calling us directly. So one of the things that we changed was separating the car on Marketplace from the dealership. So you take the car and you park it somewhere else away from the dealership. That way, there's no phone number in the background. If you post a picture of the car in front of the dealership, it's going to have a big sign. I don't care what dealership you work at. Chances are it's going to be, let's say you work at, Preston Ford. So it's going to say Preston Ford, picture of the car.
So who are they going to call?
Preston Ford. They're not calling you. It is. You get the car, you separate it, you put it in a different place to where there's no phone numbers, there's no anything. That way the customer has no option, but to contact whoever listed that car. Typically I like to put my logo on the corner. That way my logo has my phone number.
And then again, that's more seen as well. So then if they see it anywhere, that's who they're going to know. They're going to tie it to that it's your logo.
That it's my logo.
Same
that
with
person.
Absolutely.
And then on top of everything, you hit it with a video to begin. So you have a video in the beginning and they're seeing your face. Hey, this is Wes over at Rio Motors. I have this 2018 Ford Escape right here behind me. Let's go check it out. And then you're showing a little bit of different angles. So pictures can only do so much. A video is going to add that different flavor.
It's going to be more personal.
And then third, that is something that no one is doing. No one is doing. I actually initially got the idea from this chick that was selling cars like a 4Runner in like Baltimore, a saleswoman, and she was doing it like in Baltimore. That's initially when I saw it, and I was like, oh man, wait, you can do a video and it can be whatever you want, and you can have your face on it. How am I not doing this?
Yep.
And now that's one of those things that I constantly do that I very, very much like, is putting that initial video on there on the marketplace post. And something really important, at least on Facebook and marketplace, is to stop thinking about what it is. So people are like, well, I don't sell cars, so I can't use marketplace. That is a complete lie.
It's putting that personal touch on anything. So absolutely, you can do anything with it. That's the great thing. Like, again, going back to that fact is that there's different categories on it. So you can literally do anything. And you don't have to be selling cars to use any of these kind of tips. You can always put this kind of work into anything. Just put your face on it. Yeah. Oh, great. You're doing construction. Awesome. Put that up there. Hey, I'm the owner of blah, blah, blah. If you need anything, here's my number. And then use your different jobs that you use.
And out of anybody here, I had previous experience on being on camera. I had a YouTube channel before working here. In school, I took an ARV class. Shout out to Mr. Gartman. He was great, but, I took an ARV class where, every morning we did a news for the school, the whole school.
So really?
Yeah. So I had previous experience. Yeah. It was just pretty cool. I had previous experience being on camera. So for me, being on camera, can sometimes be tough, but it's not as tough. But I think you should really talk about Sergio is a very quiet person. And, if you guys know him, you guys know that about him. And being able to get him on camera was pulling teeth.
Absolutely.
But he did it.
So it's just starting that first video, just doing that. And then you just have to get your own flair in it, like doing your video your own way. It does not need to be like anybody else's. That's the thing. So getting out there, and again, having that recognition is the biggest thing, is like people will start recognize how you are. So again, my videos will be different than yours. Absolutely. And so people will see the differences between you and I, because at the end of the day, we're not the same person.
Yeah, and that's
that's
a good thing. Yeah. For example, I'm very high energy and I typically like to yell. Yeah. It's just, I don't know why I always end up yelling, but someone might not like that. Someone might not like that I'm super high energy. Someone might like somebody that's more calm, and that's when someone like you would come in. So there is a person, a salesman, whatever it is that you do there, you are made for some sort of people, and there's buyers that are wanting to buy something from you. It's just a matter of finding it, and the consistency. For sure, I can see without even you saying that the consistency is what helps you. Being able to consistently make those videos is what all of a sudden you're really good at making videos. That's why all of a sudden, you can go out there and film a video and
it's nothing.
Great.
Exactly.
It might take 20 tries to film that one.
Because I am very prone to having a lot of those messed up videos. So every time I take a video, there's like 50 videos I got to delete. So my phone's full.
And that's awesome. The fact that you have to film it 50 times, but you still commit to it and you still film it and you still do it. Like, those are the things that people don't realize. And those are the things that the type of work that people don't realize that they're willing to do. Like, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of my day. I wake up in the morning. I go to the gym first thing, right? I work all day. I come home. I eat dinner, take a shower, play with my beautiful daughters for a couple hours. And then guess what? Before I go to sleep, it's another 2-3 hours of editing, posting, making sure my marketplace is up to date, making sure all my posts are renewed. That's all part of it, guys. And if you want, like we talked about it in the last episode, but like if you have big goals, it requires big action and a lot of time to be able to transform it. Yep. Our numbers on, Facebook specifically, at least mine and yours, is crazy. I started off the year, I think, the beginning of the year, don't quote me on it, but I had like 500 Facebook friends or something like that. Right now, I have so many friends on Facebook that I can't, when I get a customer, I have to unadd somebody. I have to find some random person, that lives in Arkansas that for some reason I have them on there, and I wish I could keep everybody, but it's just, and I have to unfollow that person.
Unfriend them because you're only allowed to follow them or something like that.
That many friends, and that happened in 1 year. I was able to grow that following in 1 year, and it was just constant work. Another tip that I want to give people to growing, which you can talk about, but growing followers. How about the technique where you follow a bunch of people?
Exactly. That's literally what I was about to talk about, like literally just going on there and following everybody that you know.
Yes.
But the biggest thing is not just following random people. For me, would be the biggest thing is following mutual friends. So again, So why
50, 60,
50, 60 mutual friends? There are going to be a lot more in the area. Yeah. So yes, can you follow somebody in Florida? Absolutely. But especially if you're going to be more local work and everything, you want to make sure it's somebody that's going to be local to you. So that's the biggest thing, that you want to make sure that the people you are putting yourself out every single day to on Marketplace, on your Facebook for the stories, are people that's local.
And that are going to buy from you.
Yes.
Or have potential to buy from you. And you can't judge that by my profile. But what I'm getting at is, for example, like what you just said, if let's say you follow someone that's in California and you are in Delaware, right? And you're selling, let's just put, I don't know why I have this example in my head, but let's say you sell firewood. Mm-hmm. How in the world are you going to get the firewood to somebody in California? I mean, could you ship it? Sure. But chances are they're not going to buy from you. That's just the truth. So the biggest thing is following local people. Like you said, mutual friends. That is a technique that is so powerful that people should use. My wife tried that with her cleaning company, and she literally got, I'm not going to quote, but it was at least on the low side, 5 messages. And it was just because she literally one day followed a bunch of people. One day of that. So you do that on a consistent basis until you literally no longer can have friends. That's what I did. That's how I was able to grow it. It's so important that your Facebook looks right too. So Facebook, Instagram, and everything, they have to be able to know that you are who you are. For example, and you'll still get this. You'll follow somebody and they think you're hitting on them, or they think that, you're a spam, or they think that you're a robot, or they think that whatever it is, if you just follow random people, some people, even to this day, might not touch that the right day. Why? Because they click on your profile and it's a random picture of your cat, a random picture of your car, and 3,000 posts on your political views or whatever it is that no one cares about. Guys, we're in business. We are in business for ourselves. We're in business for a company. Being able to have your Facebook, like if you go on your Facebook, and that took a lot of different people to give us the help that we did, but hopefully you guys can learn it from us. One of the biggest thing that I did, and me and you, was the pin post. So you have a post, the beginning post is a post that you posted a long time ago, but you pinned it. That way it's the first post when someone clicks on it.
And it literally shows who you are.
I am Sergio Covarrubias. I am 24 years old. This is what I like to do. This is who I am. This is who my fiance is, etc. For me, it's what I want to talk about. I'm a father of 2. I have 2 young girls. I'm married to the love of my life, Isabella. All that information that, a customer can see. That way, there's no questions. This person followed me, but who is this person? This is who this person is.
Absolutely.
A quick rundown of that, a nice picture of yourself, a nice picture of, a cover photo. It could be yourself, could be anything else. But show that you're working somewhere. Crazy. We're actually at the Lava Hot studio right now. Joe, the guy here that has been helping us with everything, the first thing that he did when we got together, the first thing he did was he clicked on our profiles and he called us out for it. He said, "Where do you work at?" I have no idea where you work at. Where do you work at? Because you look at a profile where everybody's looking and you have no idea.
You're not even promoting.
You have no idea where you're working at. You're not promoting yourself. You're not promoting anything to do with your business.
Or what you do.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I did want to backtrack on that I feel like I've seen some people mess up is getting on political views or anything like that, and then literally not talking about what you need to talk about. So again, at the end of the day, will you talk about personal stuff? Yes, absolutely. You talk about your daughters. I talk about my fiance. We just bought a house and everything. So again, you have to have a personal touch, but at the same time, you got to cut out certain things because you are trying to show to masses. Again, that is to a lot of different businesses that you do not want to cut off any certain customers or any people and make anybody upset. So there is certain things that I personally don't talk about: politics, religion, and sports.
Yeah.
That's a very big thing that a lot of people that you can't get into, because again, some people might see that as offensive, or they might stop watching you and stuff like that.
And people take that stuff seriously. And just to clarify, there is a limit. Like, for example, me and you, we're men of faith, and we vividly live it, and we'll publicly say without a problem. But if you start getting into the nitty gritty of like, this is what I believe in, whether it's politics, religion, any of those major things that could rub someone the wrong way, you're potentially losing out on so many clients that could have looked at you differently. And, as grown adults, I might have a different political view than you, for example, but we're grown adults. We can put it to the side.
Absolutely.
Some people can't. Some people can't. And
they're going to take it personal.
Yeah, why would you limit yourself to potentially, helping you and your family? So that's one of those things that for sure, I'm glad you touched on, but being able to have that kind of mix of feelings and everything like that on it would be a really big help. Again, could do a quick rundown again of everything we're talking about. So stories, you start the day off with stories. Then after that, you follow it with a post. Then after that, you just smoke marketplace. I want you guys to stay on top of it, be on top of the marketplace. There's a lot of different stuff. Just a quick rundown on marketplace. After a certain amount of time, delete the post, make a new post on that vehicle, on that, on that furniture piece, on whatever it is. You can also renew post.
Yeah. So that's just going to go right back on the post.
Go right back. So you can literally hit renew, and that makes it refresh again, which is a nice view. You can actually boost marketplace posts as well. I've tried it, haven't had too much luck on that, but I do know that there is niche things, niche cars that you.
So again, we got that Jeep Wrangler. So that's those are hot pieces. Anything that's lifted up, big wheels, big tires.
Throw $10 at it. Yeah. Throw $10 at it. I mean, you're trying to sell it, right? Like, why wouldn't you invest back in your business?
Absolutely.
That's just part of it. And then being able to, absolutely control your Facebook to where it looks professional. Someone goes on there, and there's no doubt in my mind what you do for a living, and what it is. One of the things that really helped me that you probably have, if you don't, you should do, you probably already do, but limit. So you can literally have like a safety feature on your Facebook to where someone can't tag you. It won't pop up on your feed unless you approve it.
Okay. I didn't know about that, because there are certain things that, again, like that people will tag you in. And it might just be like a spam or stuff like that.
Make sure you do.
Because then sometimes that you might not even catch it, and it's like sunglasses or something.
Guys, this is my exact point that we literally are learning with you. So this is awesome. But yes, there's a safety feature that you can put on there to where people, when someone tags you, you have to approve it to get shared.
It's to show on your timeline.
Absolutely, because I've had crazy stuff. I've had other salesmen locally tag me on their posts, which is all good, man. We're friends, but like, obviously you're in a competing thing. Like, I'm not going to share your for sale.
That's the first thing.
Right? Yeah, on my profile. So being able to limit on who shares, and, there might be some personal stuff that you don't want to share. There might be some family stuff, that you might not want to share. There is, everybody has a certain limit on what they feel comfortable sharing. My limit's pretty high. I share just about everything. But there is certain things that I don't want to share. So having that option not to share it could also really add to making your profile look very professional, especially if you just started in a certain business. So let's say, like, for example, I started when I was 17 years old.
I was 18. Yep.
My friends at 17 years old, God knows what they wanted to share on my feed, completely unprofessional. I'm a 17-year-old, you might be 18, 19, 20, could be 23, 24, whatever age it is. You happen to have a couple friends that are sharing some things that you don't want to be shared. So making sure that you limit that sure will be a big help in what goes into your feed. But it's a combination of everything that makes it all together. My goal this year, for sure, is to branch out to other social media.
Absolutely.
I suffer from the same addiction that everybody does, is that you get on social media, get distracted, and next thing you know, you are literally bombarded and you spend 3 hours looking at stuff that is complete nonsense. So one of the things that I would like to figure out, and I'm sure there's something that I don't know, so if anybody knows, make sure to message me. That way you can let me know. I'm sure there's some sort of system or CRM I can use to mass post on multiple social medias. There's a bunch of different salesmen. I'll speak in, sales side. J&S Auto, George, Selena,
absolutely.
Bends and Bow Ties, Russ Flip Swips, all those guys that are doing really big. They're doing really big on TikTok, which is very surprising. I would never assume that TikTok's doing that big. They're doing a lot of business on TikTok. I can speak to just Facebook. I mean, I get at least 10, 15 sales a month directly off my Facebook and directly off leads that were self-generated, have nothing to do with the dealership, which is the best part.
Yeah, because
the
again,
dealership lot-ups are the fun part. That's my fun money. That's the stuff that like is gonna happen. Being able to self-generate the leads, that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about my, that is what I'm trying to get.
Yeah, the people who are going to come in asking for you, not asking for Wes and stuff like that, vice versa, not asking them for me. You want them to come in and ask for you. So again, you just have to stay out there and just say, hey, I want them to talk to me. I want them to see me every single day. So every single time they go on Facebook, they go on TikTok or any of these other apps, I want them to see me. That's more than anything, to just branch out.
Yep. And then we're going to go into taking a picture with customers. Yep. Taking a picture with customers is such a powerful thing. Taking a picture with customer not only is such a powerful thing. So you take that picture, you get that person's Instagram, Facebook, whatever you're using, and you tag them on that post. Next thing you know, they didn't watch this podcast, so they didn't know that you can limit who shares your post. Whether like it or not, you tag them on there. Guess what? It's going to be on their feed. So now their friends and families, hopefully they had an excellent experience. They're going to see you, right? They're going to see you, Sergio, selling the car to X person, and what a happy experience it was. Not only that, you do a really good caption. A lot of people like to relate to different things. For example, I might have a 1999 Toyota Camry with 400,000 miles. And quite frankly, I'm a little embarrassed that I drive that car, right? Could be the situation. Well, turns out you, Sergio, wrote a crazy caption saying, Mr. Martinez traded in his Camry with 400,000 miles. We gave him top dollar. Doesn't matter what it is. We take trade-ins. Come bring it to me. Look, he just got a 2019, 2020 Camry. Look how beautiful it is. So now they're like, wait, he does that. Or it could be something simple as like, one of the ones that I've gotten a lot recently was I hit a deer, including you. You hit a deer.
I had a deer 4 weeks ago.
But I've had literally like 10 customers that hit deers. Why? Everybody in the area is hitting deers. It's just that time of year. You're hitting a deer. Right now, I'm sure we're going to get winter ice, crash my car because the ice, all those things. So you have customers, you share what they experience, and you ask the customers, so like, Sergio, is it okay if I share, first of all, the picture? First of all, if I tag you? And then is it okay if I share what happened? You crash your car. It's nothing embarrassing. You hit a deer. It's happening very often. I want to make sure that people like you know that we help you in that situation. So you make a post, Mr. Martinez hit a deer in his car. This is what we did for him. That is such a powerful thing that also a lot of people could be using, which is using that, that posting and using the mutual friends of certain people to already have, a good feeling about you before they even came in the door.
Yeah, exactly, because they already know who they are. One thing that I did want to touch base on is, again, if you already are doing the great pictures, the great videos and stuff like that, is putting a good caption, like we said. A big help that we have used is going to be ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, they're goated.
Yeah, just due to the fact that it learns more off of you and what you do. So literally I can put in mine that, I do this and stuff like that, and then I want you to do this, and it's literally just going to show off like all your information, which is kind of scary. But the thing is like that's AI is where everything is going. So you either have to run with it or you're going to get left behind.
We went to a sales conference this year, and one of the biggest,
we went to
two sales, but one of the biggest things that like made me start using it big time was simply, one of the guys was up there and he said, you're either are going to accept it and start learning now, or you're going to regret it later. There's two choices when it comes to AI. It is what is going to take over. Whether you like it or not, whether you like using it, whether it's scary to you, that is a different conversation. The facts are that AI is taking over. It's a tool that if you learn now and you already get the hang of it now, when it keeps developing, it's only going to be that much easier for you to use, and you can start using that to your advantage. ChatGPT has changed the game for me. Why? Because I spent 30 minutes taking pictures of the car, 30 minutes filming a video. I have spent another 30 minutes editing the video, 30, you have all this time involved just to get one piece of content out. The caption thing, you want to make sure it's right. You can't produce a high quality picture or a high quality video, right?
The weak caption.
With a weak caption. It just doesn't make sense. It has to match the energy. And ChatGPT is one of those things where you can literally input whatever you want to input. You can put, I'm making a post about a 2018 Ford 50. Can you find features that this truck has? And let's, make me this sort of post. You can add a lot of emojis. And it literally self-generates it. Does your hashtags, does everything for you. Yeah.
So then again, one thing that I did want to go back on was going to be about, already I lost track just because we were talking about a different thing. So again, it would be, shoot, I already forgot what was I going to say.
Forgot that quick? I think we were running on ChatGPT. I think, to touch back on that is just using it to your advantage and being able to do that right now while it's still fresh and developing.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah. So it's just using your time like effectively. So you don't want to be spending all this time and everything and then still come up with a weak caption. You want to make sure that you are pushing all these social media posts and everything and doing it right. Yeah. So again, even on ChatGPT, it's a great way to learn different ways to get different ideas. So you can literally input in there and say, hey, what can I do today on this vehicle? What kind of vehicle can I do? What questions can I ask? Again, that is a very good tool to use. And again, what ways can I reach out to my customers? What can I say to this customer? Yeah. So again, it's a very
absolutely. It's for follow-up.
Yeah, follow-ups is a great way. So again, do not just take this as like, oh, this is just for car sales, I can't use this. No, for any literal business, you can use this and run with it. So this is just
universal.
Yeah, it's a formula that we've used and it's helped us a lot. But again, that you can use it on anything.
Absolutely. I think 2025 goals for sure for me is going to be using everything that we're talking about, but now spreading it to different social medias. It's for me, the tough part's going to be not getting distracted and being able to really concentrate. Which is something that I need to work on. But being able to use the social media of your liking, I always say start with what you're comfortable with. I was very comfortable with Facebook. It's just what I was comfortable with. Some people are more comfortable
on Instagram or TikTok.
So, being able to focus on that one and being able to grow that one.
But you don't also want to just stick on that one either. Because then you can't.
That's where we're talking.
Yeah. Because you can't just forget on anything else. Because you might have one run now, and then it might dwindle down, and then this other one might get. So a lot of people, like Joe, made a great point that using every single one. So a lot of people, they would do live on different apps because again, you are just getting more exposure.
Absolutely, and getting uncomfortable. The videos are such a powerful thing. One of the biggest things that I have really latched onto is follow up using videos. And this has nothing to do with social media, but has everything to do with, putting yourself out there. But sending a video to a customer is such a powerful thing, whether you're showing them the car, whether it's, hey, this is the Expedition, this is what it looks like, whatever it is. But using videos to your advantage, I think it really is a game changer and it's going to set you aside from everybody else. And it could be, you're a roofer. Like, you can make a generic video that you can send to multiple people like, hey guys, I'm Wes. This is my roofing company, and this is the type of work that we do. And it's a quick reel of like all the guys working on the roofs, how high quality it is. They take care of your house.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And then so say like if you do, when I was talking about like the construction companies or the roofers, doing the before and after is such a great thing just because, wow, this bathroom, or even cleaning videos. Like, so again, like you touched base about your wife cleaning, like imagine she does well, I've seen her videos before, like where she does a bathroom and say that bathroom is disgusting. And then you show it before, like it doesn't even look like the same bathroom. It just shows the quality of work that she put in and the time. And it just shows that she cares about her work. And again, if you want to do that about roofing, you're literally showing your guys that are up there. And then before and after is a really big thing.
And the biggest thing is staying and doing these things consistently. The last thing that I want to tip and trick that I want to share is comments. This is something that I do very often. So when you share a post and stuff like that, you're going to get comments. You want to make sure two things. If it's a comment towards me, so if it's a comment saying, good job, being able to comment back. So having a reply comment back is very important. Sometimes it's a little bit harder than depending on how many comments you're getting on a post. Trying to stay on top of that really does help. It helps keep your engagement on your Facebook and stuff like that. The way the algorithm works, as I understand it, it just helps get the post more.
You got to keep your engagement up as well. So if you're getting all these pictures and are these messages and comments, stuff like that, please respond to them. Because at the same time, if people start saying, hey, he doesn't even respond. I've texted him 15 times. He doesn't respond again. At the same time, if you are getting overwhelmed with stuff, you got to remember this is what you wanted. You got
Absolutely.
This is what you worked for. Yeah, exactly. So you got to just sit down and say, hey, I got to knock these out, get all their responses back in a timely manner. You can't leave them hanging for 2 weeks. Say, oh, why didn't they buy from me? Why do they want to come back? So you have to make sure that you are held accountable at that as well.
And you know, another thing that you could do is, let's say the comment isn't for you. So let's say that I posted, I sold you a car, and you know, someone else, your cousin, commented and said, congratulations, Sergio, you have a beautiful car. So the salesman, I don't like replying, you know, on the post, because then it seems like you're just trying to like spam that person's phone, you know, post, or even take credibility away from that person. You know, if you're congratulating someone, something you could do is like that comment and message that person directly. Hey, thank you so much for commenting on Sergio's car. I'm so happy that you're celebrating this purchase with you. Hey, just want to let you know, I'm actually located here in Frankfort, Delaware. And if you ever need help with service, you need a new car, whatever it is, I'd love to be your guy. I'd love to help you. If you ever need anything, my cell phone number is 666-666-666. That's a horrible number.
That's the one could have said it.
Revert 77777.
There you go.
666. All right. We're going to move past that one.
Okay.
My goodness. But then my whole point is that, you know, you message them directly, and that's could be another good way to get a couple more leads that you're not, you know, you're missing out on people that already have a good feeling about you. The whole goal of social media is to consistently stay in front of everybody every single day. And that is going to be the biggest thing that I would say for sure that you know, we should be doing, everybody should be doing, is constantly staying on top of it, and being in their face every single day. That way, whether you do roofing, sell wood, sell flooring, sell cars, sell helicopters, sell airplanes, sell boats, I don't
stay in front of
what it is.
You know, stay in front of them.
You stay in front of them and you show them what you do. And if you look at almost every person right now that is killing it in whatever market, perfect one is Moses the jeweler.
Yes.
Sells watches in New York. You know, that guy's just rushing it, selling Rolexes, you know, and stuff like that. In all
his persona.
And yeah, but all he's doing is his daily work. He has to go to work every day. And he acts that way already. He's just putting himself on camera. That is the only difference. And I guarantee you that if we were to talk to him, that is what changed everything, especially, you know, coming from a dealership side of say, I've already mentioned some of the big guys that are doing it right now, but that is what's transforming the marketplace right now. It is just like AI. You better hop on it while it's fresh. Social media is still, you know, obviously it's been around for years, but right now people are very much using it for their businesses. You better hop on it before everybody does. So this is the time to set yourself apart from everybody else. This is the time to do what no one else is willing to do. Because once everybody catches on,
it's too late.
It's too late. You know, that time has passed, and that's going to be whatever's new at that time. But right now, social media is the way. Everybody is on social media. You walk into a restaurant and you look at everybody glued to their phone. And that's the whole point, is use that to create you money, not to be like that. Don't use that to be glued on there for hours. Use that to generate money and business and whatever you want.
You're going to this business anyway. You're working anyway. So take advantage of what you have in your hands, which is your cell phone. Because again, this is very, very helpful tool if you use it correctly. If not, you're going to spend all your time on it and you're not going to go anywhere with anything.
And one of the biggest thing is, like, you know, being able to help the people that need help. There's people that, you know, want a new car, but, you know, for some odd reason, you know, they're not willing to reach out. But you being able to get on camera and get comfortable with it, in my opinion, is what's going to really be able to help other people want to come to you. So I hope that's a lot of tricks and tips on how to kill it on social media.
Absolutely.
Again, we are not experts. We're still learning.
We learn every day, and this is how we try to get up, and you got to learn something. And again, you just got to keep going with anything. Every single car that you get, or every job you do, take a picture, post it, tag the customers. Always make sure to stay engaged with everybody so they always think about you.
That's it.
Yep, that's everything.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode. We got some more heat coming in. So yeah, let's kill it.